There's breaking news as we come on the air tonight. President Trump was escorted from the White House briefing room by the Secret Service moments ago while he was holding a news conference. The president did return moments later, telling reporters there had been a shooting and that the situation was under control. We're going to have more on that in a moment, but we'll begin with the U.S. topping more than 5 million cases of coronavirus. That milestone comes only about 2 weeks after the U.S. hit 4 million infections and comes as battle lines are being drawn over whether or not students should return to classrooms across the country. One school in Georgia that had just reopened is now closed after students and staff there tested positive. Tonight, we're also following a harrowing search operation in Baltimore after a dramatic and deadly explosion there leveled 3 homes today. Multiple survivors were pulled from the rubble. There is a lot of news to get to, and CBS's Manuel Bojorquez leads us off tonight in Miami. Manny?
Well, Margaret, today Florida reported one of the lowest numbers of new coronavirus cases in more than a month. The concern here is that as schools start to reopen, some without mandating masks, the virus could have a new way to spread.
When Kristen Polasek's 6-year-old son Marcellus got the virus last month, he ended up in the emergency room 3 times in 1 week.
And you're going to have more and more of children like my son who are going to end up in the ER. So it's scary.
They've chosen remote learning for him.
What is your thought on schools reopening to in-person instruction?
I think it's a powder keg waiting to happen.
In Georgia's Paulding County, where this crowded hallway photo made headlines, 6 students and 3 staff members tested positive, forcing the school to go online while the campus is cleaned. Districts have reopened in states where the positivity rate of new cases is well above the World Health Organization's recommended 5% for reopening. Even in New York, where the rate is the lowest, below 1%, more than a quarter of families in New York City still opted for remote-only learning for their kids. Yet some events continue unimpeded, like this bikers rally in Sturgis, South Dakota, which attracts tens of thousands, and where packed bars and concerts are already raising fears of a so-called super spreader event.
Our numbers, attendance seems to be where it's at every other year. People are tired of being at home.
While many there shun masks, new studies like this one from Duke University tested the efficiency of 14 different types of face coverings, finding the N95 used by medical staff is the most effective, and fleece masks were worse than wearing no mask at all. And a remarkable recovery in a hospital since April, on a ventilator, in a medically induced coma. 31-year-old Francisco Garcia walked out of a Southern California hospital on Sunday, seeing and hugging his family for the first time in nearly 4 months.
And tonight we are learning the number of coronavirus cases in children nearly doubled in the last month. New data from the American Academy of Pediatrics shows that overall in the United States, more than 380,000 children have tested positive since the pandemic began. Margaret?
Manny Bojorquez in Miami.